Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 Kashtira combos that you need to know to play this deck. This deck is one of my favorite decks ever printed, and a deck that I've carried all the way to Nationals before, which was amazing. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like in your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month you're a patron. And definitely check out our merch shelf to get one of our awesome field centers. So let's get straight on into this. Combo number 1, guys, is actually one of my favorite Kashtira combos, and the best thing about this combo is both of these cards are actually interchangeable with other cards in the deck. For example, your copy of Unicorn is actually interchangeable with Pressured Planet, and Birth is interchangeable with Theosis in this combo, which is awesome to make this combo super consistent for the deck. Plus we play cards like Pot of Prosperity, which helps us dig into the deck. And the cool thing about this combo is you don't even touch the extract. So let's get straight on into it. So for the first combo, what we're going to do is special summon out our copy of Kashtira Unicorn. Use its ability to be able to search the deck for a Kashtira spell card. This is why it's interchangeable to be able to have either of these cards, because you can search the one that you're missing for this combo, which is great. Now we're going to activate our copy of Theosis and activate that card targeting our copy of Unicorn, and special summon from the deck a copy of Fenrir in defense position, specifically because of Theosis effect. We can now use the effect of our Fenrir to search an additional Kashtira monster from our deck to our hand, and since we are playing Kashtira and not teching it into something, we're not searching another Fenrir, we're actually searching out a copy of Riseheart. The reason we search out Riseheart here is because we do have the copy of Kashtira Birth to be able to revive back a card that it banishes, and a lot of players actually don't see this when they play Kashtira, but it's really a cool thing about this card is if you have Birth and a copy of Riseheart, you can banish something that you want to revive, because Birth is basically like Monster Reborn once per turn. So what we're going to do now is special summon out our copy of our Riseheart to our side of the field, use its ability to banish the top 3 of our opponent's deck, and banish a Kashtira from our deck, which we're going to banish a copy of Ogre. Ogre is really good to be able to banish here because we're going to establish basically all of the names that we want on our side of the field between a copy of Unicorn, Fenrir, and Ogre. So we go ahead and banish our copy of Ogre. This is now level 7, and once we do that, we're going to activate the copy of Kashtira Birth in our hand to be able to revive back our copy of Ogre to our side of the field, establishing 3 really powerful cards. The copy of Riseheart is kind of just here to be able to use for an additional extender if you want to keep going with this combo, but now we can use the effect of Ogre. Ogre will actually grab us a copy of Preparation from our deck to our hand, since we don't play Big Bang anymore because Riseheart is banned, which is a little bit unfortunate for the deck, but we still can establish insane boards with this combo. So now we're going to add our copy of Preparation, set it to our side of the field, and we basically end here because with this combo, we're Nibiru proof. We've only summoned 4 times with our copy of Ogre, Fenrir, Unicorn, and Riseheart to our side of the field. We don't want to go any further than this because we don't want to put ourselves at risk for Nibiru, because at this point we can rip a card out of our opponent's extract, we can spot remove a card off the field, banish cards from our opponent's graveyard if they use a spell, and we have the copy of our Ogre that basically can excavate the top 5 of our opponent's deck, banish 1 excavated card face down, and then you place the rest on the top of the deck in the same order, so we can know what our opponent's playing and get rid of a combo piece, which is really insane to be able to just establish these 3 on your side of the field. Plus, we have the copy of Preparation that can get rid of cards out of our opponent's hand if our opponent does use card effects, which is just insane like traps. And this card is just really, really good to help us bring back our banished Kashtiras to give us this really awesome field. So for our second combo, guys, I'm going to show you how to summon out Decode Talker Heat Soul and show you why it's such an important card in this deck. So what we're going to do is start off with a copy of Kashtira Unicorn and Fenrir, and you can also substitute either of these cards for the field spell because you can search out with Pressured Planet either of these cards that you're missing for this combo. So what we're going to do for this combo is we're going to special summon out our copy of Unicorn. We're going to use Unicorn's effect to be able to search out our copy of Birth, and that's what I love about Unicorn, is it gets us instantly to one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck, which is Kashtira Birth, which is just such an awesome card to be able to just banish cards from our opponent's grave, use this card to be able to normal summon out a level 7 monster, and it's a Monster Reborn. This card does so much. We're then going to activate our copy of Birth, normal summon out our copy of Fenrir, and use Fenrir's ability to be able to search out a copy of Riseheart. Now, don't summon your copy of Riseheart at this point because this card actually does lock you into XZ summons if you special summon it and use its ability to make it a level 7, so don't worry about it right now, we're going to use it later. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to overlay our copy of Unicorn and Fenrir to be able to make our copy of Dracosac. Now, once we make our copy of Dracosac, we're going to detach a material from our copy of Dracosac to be able to summon out 2 tokens to our side of the field, which is super helpful to instantly get 2 tokens out on our side of the field. But before we link away these tokens, make sure that you actually use your copy of Birth to bring back your copy of Unicorn to your side of the field. So if at any point your opponent activates any monster effect, you can actually on the resolution activate Unicorn to get a card out of your opponent's extract, basically getting rid of a boss monster before you even have to deal with it, which is awesome. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to link away our copy of our token to be able to make a copy of Link Spider. We're then going to link away our second token to be able to make an additional Link Spider on our side of the field. And once we have both of these Link Spiders on our side of the field, we can then link them both away and summon out a copy of G-Golem Crystal Heart. G-Golem Crystal Heart is a monster reborn for our copy of our Link Spider, so we're going to bring it back to our side of the field and then link both of these cards away to be able to make our copy of Deco Talker Heat Soul. Now that's really important to be able to make it at this point because now it's pointing to both of these monsters, so it's going up by 1,000 attack points because it gains 500 attack points for each monster it points to, which is why I summon the Dracosac in the middle column and I summon the copy of our Unicorn over here so that we can basically have additional attack points for our Deco Talker Heat Soul, because I like to leave it on my side of the field because it gives us so much more advantage to be able to draw into hand traps because I play so many hand traps in my build. So what we're going to do at this point is use the copy of Deco Talker Heat Soul's ability to draw a card from our deck, which can be potentially a hand trap that we could draw into to use for follow-up, which is why a lot of players play this card, is to be able to draw into more combo pieces and hand traps because every turn you can pay 1,000 life points to draw a card. So at this point, we're pretty much done with link summoning. So what we're going to do now is just special summon out our copy of our Riseheart, and it's totally fine that we're locked into XZ summoning now, because we're going to use its ability to banish the top 3 of our opponent's deck and banish a copy of Ogre from our deck to be able to basically have something set up for later to be able to summon off our copy of Birth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to overlay both of these monsters on our side of the field, because this is now level 7 because of its effect, to be able to make an additional rank 7, which can be basically anything that you want. I like to make number 76 if I don't know what I'm going up against, because it can get rid of cards out of my opponent's graveyard, which is really nice, and make it really tough for my opponent to deal with this card. But at this point, what we're also going to do is pass over to the opponent, and the cool thing about Deco Talker Heat Soul is it's going to let you draw additional cards every turn because it is a quick effect, so when we pass over to the opponent, we can use its ability and draw an additional card, which is really good. Now, you don't have to actually make the number 76 if you don't want to. You can just leave the Unicorn on your side of the field, which is an option for you guys if you want to, but if you want to make another XZ monster, you totally can in this situation. So for this combo, guys, I'm going to show you why Shangri-Ira is still an insane card that makes Pendulum players instantly scoop. So what we're going to do is just have a copy of Pressure Planet as our starting card. And we're going to go ahead and activate this card to be able to add to our hand a copy of Unicorn. Unicorn is amazing to be able to grab because it's going to help us get into a copy of Theosis. We're then going to special summon out our copy of Unicorn and search out our copy of Theosis, activating it, targeting the copy of Unicorn. We can then special summon out a copy of Fenrir to our side of the field, which helps out a lot to instantly get that Fenrir out on our side of the field. We can then use Fenrir's ability to search out a copy of Riseheart. Now, this is actually a really old school combo to be able to perform just like basically when you had a Riseheart in the format, but now we're going to establish just a copy of Shangri-Ira, which is going to make Pendulum players absolutely scoop. So what we're going to do now is we're going to special summon out our copy of our Riseheart to our side of the field, and then we're going to use its ability to make it a level 7, banishing the top 3 of our opponent's deck and banishing a copy of Ogre directly directly from our deck. We don't play Big Bang in the deck anymore. If you guys want to check out the deck profile, it is down in the description below, but we're going to go ahead and special summon out a copy of Rise Heart, make it a level 7, and use it with our copy of Unicorn to be able to make our copy of Shangri-La right here in the middle zone, which is really good to instantly make this card out on our side of the field. So now what we're going to do is pass over to the opponent, and once we do, we can actually use its ability during the standby phase to bring out an additional Kashtira monster from the deck, which we're just going to bring out a copy of Unicorn to our side of the field, and now we have double interruption. And the really cool thing is once our opponent activates a monster effect, we can spot remove off card off the field and banish it face down, or we can get rid of a card out of our opponent's extract on the resolution of a monster effect, which is really, really cool. Plus, we have the copy of Pressure Planet that when this card activates, we can pop a card on the field and just destroy it. And once we banish a card face down, this card will actually start zone locking, so once you zone lock one of your opponent's back row pendulum zones, they will not be able to pendulum summon anymore, which is really good and is always the zone that I lock down using Shangri-La because it's the safest zone if you don't know what you're playing up against. And if you are playing up against a pendulum deck and you lock one of their back row, one of their pendulum zones, they're basically not going to get to play because they can't establish their pendulum zones anymore, which is really, really cool. So that's going to do for this one, guys. I hope you did learn some Kashtira combos. This deck is super fun to be able to play, and a deck that I actually carried all the way to Nationals. I love this deck. It's one of my favorite decks ever printed. And if you guys would like to check out the deck profile, as always, for every one of these combo videos, it is down in the description down below. But if you guys have not played Kashtira, I highly recommend it. So that's good for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell and there soon come part notifications. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.